Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to make an easy, simple, and somewhat healthy pasta dish. It's pretty easy, a few simple ingredients, some asparagus, parsley, garlic, and lemon. A couple others, but we'll get to those. First I'm going to start by chopping the parsley stems off. We're going to reserve those, set those aside. I'll show you what to do with those in just a moment. Next, the asparagus. You can easily break these. You really want to get rid of the bottom quarter to a third of these. They're just too woody and inedible. Or if you want, an easy way is just to chop them all at once, like so. And then you've got some nice, good asparagus tips. I'll show you what to do with these in a moment as well. I've got some garlic here. This is elephant garlic, so it's a bit bigger, but an easy way is to just press down on the middle and you can pop out all of the cloves like so. Now, they don't call it elephant garlic for nothing. It can be a little tough too, so you have to give this a good whack to loosen up the skin a bit, but it's just like regular garlic. Once you get that cracked, you can peel it off pretty easily. Now, because this is elephant garlic, I'm not going to use as many cloves. I'm really just going to start with one clove. I'm going to half it and use half for one purpose and half for the other, which I'll get to in just a moment. Just slice into some nice garlic chips, if you will. And then the other half we're going to grate so we get a real fine, soft consistency that will help liquefy that in our quote-unquote sauce. One of the things I learned in my recent trip to Italy is that pasta doesn't have to be drowning in sauce for it to be delicious. So we're going to do a nice, simple quote-unquote sauce, if you will. And it's also going to include some of the inedible portion of the asparagus that we chopped earlier. We're going to use these to flavor the oil. So with the edible portion, I'm going to have these again for a couple reasons. One, it makes them a little bit smaller and easy to maneuver in the dish. But also, my son doesn't like to eat the tips, so this gives him a portion that he can eat and enjoy as well. But if you ask me, there's something maybe wrong with him. I should get him checked out because the tips are, in my opinion, are the best part of the asparagus. So. The other thing that I learned is using a wok is actually a lot more conducive to this. So I'm going to heat a wok, I'm going to add some extra virgin olive oil, of course, and then I'm going to add those stems that I reserved from the parsley and also from the asparagus. And I really want to just get these in and start cooking along with the garlic. The point here is to flavor the oil. We really just want to make sure we get a good flavor into the oil. These will become a little bit darkened and brown, and of course, burnt garlic isn't usually tastes very good. This is just to flavor the oil. Man, that smells really good. Okay, so we're blanching the asparagus. That's a good tip for asparagus. Asparagus can be overdone really easily or underdone, and a good way to get a good consistency to keep it cooked and that good crunch to it is to blanch it, which is really just hot water for no more than 3 minutes and then quickly into an ice bath. And you just want to give them a couple more minutes in the ice bath, stir them around, make sure they really cool off, which stops the cooking process. Otherwise they'd continue to cook and then they'd be overdone, and that's just no bueno. Okay, so it's been a couple minutes. I'm going to get these out of the ice water bath and just onto a towel. You can use a tea towel or whatever you've got works for you. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to try to get them on a nice even layer so that they can dry off properly. So I'm going to get these all out of here. And you can see once they're done like this, they get a nice, really vibrant green to them. You can tell that's one of the reasons you can tell that they're done. But really no more than 3 minutes in the hot water. And then just fold the towel over on top and give them a few pats. And we're just going to let them sit here for a few minutes to dry off more while we continue with the other parts of the recipe. Okay, so let's check our oil over here. It's still smelling really good. It's cooking right along. We don't want to fry this crazy because we don't want to burn the olive oil either, but just continue to cook these in the oil so we can get that nice good flavor in there. Okay, as you can see, the asparagus has turned our water into a nice green broth, which is perfect because we're going to cook our pasta in this as well. So we're going to add some salt just like you would cooking any kind of pasta. I've got some fettuccine here, but you could use linguine or spaghetti or whatever your favorite is. I also have some bucatini, but I'm gonna do another recipe with that. Okay, as you can see, the garlic is nice and golden brown, so we wouldn't really want to eat that. And a lot of the stuff is inedible anyway. Again, we're just flavoring the oil, so you want to scoop these to the side as best you can. You can scoop them out into, I've got a compost, or if you want to go directly into the trash. But you really want to, you're going to have some leftover little bits over here, and that's fine. Just do your best. Get the oil back on the stove. I've got some diced yellow onion here. And then we're going to add the garlic that we grated earlier, kosher salt, and of course some pepper. Give this a nice stir. This will help liquefy the garlic a little bit. Excellent. Man, that smells really good. Okay, so I've got my lemon here. I'm just gonna do this. This little technique helps loosen the skin for when you cut it open and juice it. But before I do juice it, we're gonna add some zest to this. Not a lot, probably about a half a lemon's worth or so. We're gonna need some lemon zest later in the recipe. And then about half of the lemon in juice. Again, not too much. You don't want to overpower it with lemon. And then butter, of course, because butter makes everything better. Okay, so your butter's melted. Everything looks great. This is smelling really good. We're going to add the asparagus right on top and mix it around. Give it a coating in the quote-unquote sauce. Let's add some flavor. We didn't really season our asparagus, but we don't need to because there's a lot of flavor in this already. And then once the pasta's done, we're just going to toss it in with the asparagus. Give it some stirs, and don't forget to add a little bit of pasta water. I'm going to use about a ladle and a half's worth here. This helps enrich the sauce a little bit. Some of the starch that's left in the pasta water helps the quote-unquote sauce bind to the noodles and the asparagus. So we're going to get some of this into the ladle and off to the plate. Just a nice little dollop here of noodles. And then we're going to top it with the asparagus. And then we're going to top it with a little bit more of that zest. And of course some parsley. And voila, you've got yourself a nice little healthy, delicious pasta dish. Give it a good taste test. Make sure you get that there. Oh, yep, there you go. Excellent. Perfect. I want to thank everyone for watching. Make sure to push those buttons for more videos like these, and I'll see you next time.